Day, got the Mechanics Beyond here working, and we ran across something interesting, and I thought it would be good for you, our customers and dealers out there that are working on coaches, installing parts. This is something you want to know. So Robert, tell us a little bit about what we got going on and what you found.
This is a Freightliner M2. One thing we see on working with these when you're putting on some of the aftermarket parts, there's a lot of differences from truck to truck. So you gotta be careful about doing your install. If something doesn't look right, call the manufacturer, talk about it, take a photo, show it to them. In this case here, the directions didn't do us a whole lot of good. We actually had to wind up changing them, and it's time for us to change our batteries. No. Anyway, so it's
This happened before to you in the middle of a tech time, so keep rolling.
First off, one of the things we want to point out here is this is a slipper spring suspension, and you can see it, the spring rests on a pad of rubber back here. There's a certain amount of movement that happens in the back of these spring shackles, and so we wanted to tighten that up by the installation of a front track bar. Attaches from the axle, goes up here and attaches to the frame. When we looked at the directions originally, it had us install the bracket up here on the frame and the axle bracket over here, and it threw the track bar at a really bad angle. So when you hit a bump, if it's at a bad angle, it's going to get longer, and it's actually going to want to make the axle shove one way or the other. So the technicians didn't like it. Eric, our shop foreman, came out and said, hey, don't go by the directions here, do it this way, and I think it'll work. So we're able to switch these around, move that axle bracket to this side, come off the frame, and Ben had to make some room here, had to relocate some wire looms and that, and a ground strap here to give it adequate clearance. But now we have a really nice flat angle, and that's what we want on there. We want that track bar to run nice and flat, so that looks really good. So we want to point that out. Again, if something doesn't look right, stop, call us, or call the manufacturer. We'll be happy to talk you through it.
Yep. So that's it. I think this coach was a little bit too low for me, but I think that's a big thing. I mean, sometimes obviously you want to read the instructions. I don't know about you, but I just like, well, who needs the instructions? But you should read the instructions. But like Robert said, if it doesn't look right to you, just don't do it. Pause, take a minute, and then if you're not sure, give somebody a call that's a professional, and maybe they can walk you through some of that stuff. So that's awesome. Good advice.
Yep, we're also able to put a Safety Plus on here. Same thing goes on these on some of these coaches. Make sure everything looks good. Make sure you have things level here as well with it. And we want to watch and make sure that we're not hanging down too low with our Safety Plus units.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Robert. Well, this is another Tech Time video for you. We look forward to see you in future episodes. Until then, we wish you safer and happier driving.
Amen.